National Treasury is going ahead with changes to the current plans to get South Africans to save enough for retirement. In studio to discuss these changes and some retirement saving mistakes to avoid is Finweek editor Jana Marais. Jana, lovely to see you again. You've been gone for some time,
yes,
but it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of these changes that we need to be aware of. They're going to be enacted next year. What are they exactly?
Yes, I think the most important thing up front to mention is that you shouldn't panic.
Okay.
You know, I think a lot of people, you've seen it with teachers and nurses quitting their jobs because they think, you know, you're not going to get hold of your money. I think, you know, that's the most important thing, is that there's no reason to be alarmed about these changes. Really what Treasury is trying to do is to make it easier for people to save enough for retirement. So at the moment, only about 5% of South Africans save enough to have a comfortable retirement. So that figure is obviously
5%.
incredibly low.
Yeah.
And I think the changes that's coming in next year, it really affects mostly Provident Fund members. And it's really to bring Provident Fund rules in line with pension fund rules when it comes to the way it's taxed and the way you can access it upon retirement. So, for example, Provident Fund members at the moment, if you reach 55 or older, you can get your whole Provident Fund amount in cash. Which obviously creates the incentive to just spend it and then sit 5 years down the line with no money. So that will change to that you can only cash out a third of it, and 2/3 of it will have to stay in a retirement annuity type product. So it's really there to protect ourselves from ourselves, I suppose. But yeah, no reason to panic, I think.
Okay, don't panic. While we're on this issue, people obviously make a lot of mistakes when it comes to saving for retirement. What have been some of the big mistakes and common mistakes that you've seen?
Look, I think, and I've made them myself as well. So I think one of the big things is that people cash out their pensions or their provident funds when they change jobs. Because, there's that amount of money, you think, oh, I'll pay off some debt and I'm still young, I'll catch up with this savings later. And from personal experience, I can tell you it's not that easy.
Yes.
So really leave that as if it's untouchable. And I think that already will make a huge difference to a lot of people's savings when they reach retirement. I think the other thing is that when people reach, you get to 50 and you realize, I haven't saved enough. What am I going to do? And they actually put their money into very risky savings vehicles or investment schemes, and a lot of people lose everything. So really, you need to get professional advice before you cash out your pension, before you put money into something. If it's too good to be true, then it probably is. Exactly.
Jana, now let's talk about people who've already retired, maybe have some money that they've put aside. Is there any way that they can boost this retirement, this bundle of money that they've got sitting?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are in that position where you're either close to retirement or you're retiring and you realize, I didn't save enough. It's the same advice. I think we've talked about this before. First of all, try and work for longer. See if you can get additional sources of income by doing odd jobs or additional jobs. I think a lot of people can possibly do things like consulting in their field, or I think the first thing is to try and see if your employer allows you to work for longer, even if it's just a year or two. That can actually make a big difference. And the other thing is to cut down on your lifestyle expenses. So, if you haven't saved enough, then you must realize, the sooner you realize that you can't afford this lifestyle, probably the better.
Well, start making those changes if you're in that situation.
Absolutely.
Jana, thank you so much. That was our Finweek editor, Jana Marais.